Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to Season 3 of F1 Manager 23 on PS5. It's round 2. We're heading to the Jeddah Corniche for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Well, here we are then, ready to start our second race with McLaren, and what a start we've had so far. I wasn't amazingly convinced of the pace of our car before Bahrain. On paper, we looked competitive-ish, but not race-winning pace. And yet, we managed to take it to the Red Bulls in a fight and managed to get the win, which was really, really good. And a decent finish for Ocon as well, coming in 5th place. Not a bad start to his Mercedes career. And so we are now ready to push on and head to Saudi Arabia for round 2. We've got a little bit of time until the next race, and we've got a new ATR period about to start in just under a week. So let's have a quick catch up with where our car is at the moment. I've got a few bits and bobs going on, I think. Let's have a look. Oh no, we've got nothing going on right now. And nothing being made either. So I remember I was going to wait until after till the next ATR period before we got started on the next round of upgrades. So let me check stock wise. We've only got 2 underfloors. Suppose that would probably be the best thing to work on, would be another underfloor next, a proper underfloor. The first one was build up the expertise a bit, and for the second one to be the proper underfloor where we make multiple copies. So I think that's what we'll work on. We could also start working on something else that hasn't been touched yet, so maybe a chassis. Let's go ahead. Let's see, we've got 4.6 mil in the bank. Let's start work on a brand new chassis. Oh yes, that's a point. We've got extra slots, haven't we? Because we took on the improvement for, what was it, 45 days? What did the email say? 45 days plus 50% effectiveness for 45 days. That was 2 weeks ago, so we've already burned through 14 days of that. Yeah, we need to get some developments going. Right, let's start off then going with a chassis. Got no hours, but that's fine. All we want to do is make a start on creating some expertise. We've already got 4.38 from our staff and facilities. For our drag reduction, which is nice. Not so good on the cooling. Let's see, where do we really want to focus this? Engine cooling would be nice. Airflow is going to improve our medium and high speed downforce, which is not the area that really needs it at the moment. So we'll sit at a nice sort of 1% gain there. And let's try and gain a bit on the drag. Let's just turn the engine cooling down a touch, push that up a bit. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I'm prepared to lose 0.01% on our engine cooling. We get a little gain on the airflow, and we gain quite a nice bit on our drag reduction there. That'll help with our straight line speed, which isn't amazing at the moment, very mid-pack. And we can absolutely strip out a load of weight off the chassis, go down to the minimum lifespan on that. That'll give us a nice little boost to acceleration and also improve the top speed a little bit more and our cornering effect as well. And of course it takes weight out of the car, which is what helps with that acceleration. So that will be quite nice. There we go. Let's go ahead and go into intense for that. It's only 2.1 million to go intense on the chassis, which is nice and cheap. I really like that. Let's see, it's going to take 30 days I want that for Baku, but I want to maximize the gain as much as I can. I'm going to put 2 engineers on that, so that gives me time to try and get 3 chassis made and ready for Baku, because I want to have a spare. You know, we know from past experience, if you go into a sprint weekend and you don't have enough parts, you're going to have to emergency manufacture after sprint quali on the Friday, because you get locked into part fairly, so it can be very expensive not having parts on the sprint weekend. So let's confirm that. Evening, Mr. Watter. Evening, Barra and Farah. Good to see you guys. Nice new logo. Yes, I do. I do try and freshen things up every season with a new style template for our thumbnails. Right. What else can we get started on? I've got 2.5 mil. I don't know if I can afford to do anything else, actually. Not yet, anyway. Let's see. So we're on Spec 1 front wing and Spec 1 side pod still. I'm just short of being able to afford a side pod. I think that's 3 mil. 3.1 mil maybe for an intense side pod. Let's have a look. Yeah, we're just short, so we'll hold off a little bit before we go on to that. So that's the only project we've got going right now, but in a week's time we've got a new ATR period, so we'll be starting a big project, and also we'll be starting to work on some of the other things. I might actually put those hours on a front wing project actually instead, because we haven't done sort of an intense front wing project yet. We have done an intense underfloor, so we could go ahead. You can see we've got really nice expertise gains already, thanks to having done that intense build on the first underfloor. So we could get away with not having to put any hours into this underfloor and still get decent gains. So let's have a look at really making a start with this. We want to work on our low speed downforce a bit, because that's not great. How is that hurting my low speed? It's hurting my acceleration. Okay. Oh, I know why. It's because we haven't stripped any weight out yet, that's why. Alright, so yeah, we definitely want to work on improving our low speed cornering. I am wary of the fact that this is hurting our acceleration in the process by going really heavy on low speed downforce. Maybe if I just strip a little bit of the low speed or the other speed downforce off here. Take a little bit of airflow sensitivity off. It's kind of this is where you get into the really nitty-gritty balancing act of trying to find the performance in one area without hurting the other, another area. So by really dialing in the low speed, we're hurting our acceleration. Well, we're hurting our acceleration gains. We're still gaining just a touch, but not as much as I would like. This is pretty rough trying to figure this out. I think if we go like that, let's take a little bit more dirty air tolerance off. Maybe pull that back. No, I need that to be there, otherwise I'm going to lose. You can see by adding downforce we're creating more drag, which is hurting the acceleration. It is a balancing act, trying to figure out where you can recover that. So take a bit more drag off that way. Okay, I'm kind of happy with that because that'll look a lot nicer once we start to strip some weight off. So if we now take a little bit of weight off like that, you can immediately see, you know, those negatives go away. So let's drop it down to there, which is the same as the last one. So we're gaining about 7% airflow sensitivity gain, which equates to, you know, 1.4% gain on our dirty air tolerance. We are gaining a little bit on our downforce generation, which is nice. We're gaining 9.9% expertise in drag reduction, but with the other areas dialed into the build, that reduces the overall effect down to a little bit less than that. So it equates to about 0.3 kilometers an hour, and with the extra weight we stripped out, that has also given us a slight boost to the acceleration overall as well. So it's not perfect, but it's trying to juggle everything into a position that actually works. We need this by Baku, really. So let's see, we want to go 33 days. That leaves us 20 days to manufacture an extra couple. In fact, let me just go 5. Give me a little bit more flexibility on that. We can hire temporarily some extra engineers. We can hire up to an extra 5 engineers while we have this benefit. So I might lean into that. I'm going to go with 5 engineers, I think. Right. And that leaves me with 1 million, which is not enough to get another project going. The cheapest one we could probably do, we're already doing, which is the chassis. I don't think we can afford a new suspension. I think that's going to be like 1.3 mil. Yeah, 1.3. So we can't afford a suspension. So that's it in terms of parts for now. But as I say, in a week's time, we'll have the end of month payments, and we'll have a new ATR, and then we can, you know, start work on a new front wing, a new intense front wing. Right, let's take a quick look at our facilities again. Really want to get that refurbed if I can, but I want to focus on improving the car first and then take care of the facilities. Everything in there is acceptable for now. And again, I would like to improve these. I could drop some money on that, but I want to save the money, and that's, you know, too expensive just to refurb anyway. So yeah, that's it for now. Alright, what's the inbox telling us? We know about the car inspection, we were fine. Powertrain is decent after, you know, Bahrain, where we usually push the car quite hard. Suspension, yeah, we know about suspension. We've got 3 of those in stock. That's enough for now. Oh, here we go. Driver development updates. Have we managed to improve our drivers? Yes, cornering has improved for both of them. 86 for Esteban, 96 for Lando, and Felipe improves his control and his smoothness, both by a point. That's nice. Right, training schedule for our pit guys. So let's go to cumulative first of all and see where they sit. They are inside the tired band, which is good. They'll go into that with a reduced chance of a pit stop error, but not a reduced chance of, or not an increase in, or a decrease in pit stop times. So I'm going to just put these into balanced. Rather than focusing on any one specific area. And I'm going to change that to gym training. And that's too much, I think. It's right on the cusp, isn't it? Yeah, we can just about get away with that. Right. So now we need to look at Melbourne after Jeddah. And you can see we've ticked over into the weary category. We want to stay in the tired category, which is in that one there. So we've got to take probably an entire day worth of training out. That's still weary. That's not ideal. Alright, let's strip this out completely. Okay, so I want to have some gym training on the Monday. And we'll put some gym training on the Tuesday as well. And we'll put some here. Still got plenty of wiggle room, and now we're at a point where we're going into that Grand Prix without our pit stop time degrading. So we're going to really focus in on pit stop time in the build up to Melbourne. And that is about as much as we can squeeze in, I think, before we run the risk of hitting weary. So okay, and then we'll do some more fitness training coming out of Melbourne. Again, we want to really nail working on that as much as we can. Let's take the car building out. Let's give it a rest day on the Sunday. We'll go more gym training there as well. So by the end of the month, we should be getting our pit stop time down quite nicely. Yeah, inside the tired box, just. So that'll do. All right, pit crew is dealt with. Let's tick on. New ATR. We've got 4.5 mil in the bank, and I'm not sure that's going to be enough for an intense front wing, you know. No, it's not. 4.8 is what we need. Okay, so instead of a front wing, what else could we do? We could go side pods. Just put a load of hours into the side pods, or we could put the hours into another really good rear wing. Now that we've got that expertise gain on that, so let's explore that. Because we'll have enough money to go standard rear wing, I think, and also I think an intense side pod. I'm just going to price this out before we go any further. That's 1.45, leaves us with 3.1. Yeah, we've just got enough. Okay, so let's have a look. We need to improve the DRS. We need to improve drag. Don't really want to hurt our downforce. I do want to focus on low speed gains going into this Grand Prix, if at all possible. Without compromising the rest of the wing too much. That works. Airflow sensitivity, we can dial that back just a touch. Let's strip a bit of weight off the wing. Let's go down to a 3.5. Again, we're not really doing enough to gain some acceleration out of this, but I don't want to go too... Well, I mean, I could go really flimsy on the rear wing. Yeah, screw it. Let's go flimsy. 2.4 is enough. I'm not going to go all the way down to 2.3. 43 days. Baku is in 46, so we do need to throw extra engineers onto that. 36 days, that'll give us enough time to get some spare wings. Whack those on. We are going to need to hire new engineers. How much is that going to cost me? I can only afford to lose 9,000. And that's too much to hire one extra engineer. Okay. We'll discard those changes. Can I strip someone off one of these other projects? Let's take one off the chassis. And we'll take one off the underfloor as well. And let's go ahead and do our intense side pod. And we want to really try and focus on acceleration gains here. So engine cooling is pretty good. We want to really max our drag reduction. I don't want to hurt the engine cooling too much. I want to gain a little bit of downforce as well. Yeah, I like that. That's nice. That's again across all of them we're getting acceleration gain there. I can maybe take a touch off the engine cooling as well. Yeah, and that gives us a low speed boost. Nice. And now we can really strip the weight out of the side pods. There we go. And how quickly can I get these? 32 days against 46. Yeah, it'll be a bit of a stretch, but we might be able to get a pair of side pods ready for Baku as well. And then that'll probably be it for a little while on projects, because otherwise we're going to run foul of breaking the cost cap, which we cannot do this year again. Not after last season. Alright, race prep is ready. Let's check our cars have got the right parts on. So they're both running Mark 1 chassis, Mark 1 front wing, Mark 2 rear wing, Mark 1 side pods, Mark 2 underfloors, Mark 2 suspensions. Yep, that all checks out. Good stuff. So, how does our car look going into this race? Is anyone else bringing upgrades? Possibly. I do think our stats have changed a little bit between Grand Prix. Looks like we've lost a little bit in the high speed compared to the rest of the grid. I think we were on 7th on high speed. Yeah, that looks okay. We're kind of on paper mid-pack, but we've got an exceptional driver in Lando and a solid driver in Esteban, so that'll elevate the performance of our car a little bit. But again, we're going to be a little conservative with our targets for tonight, because I'm still not 100% sure exactly where we are on the grid. Bahrain can be a bit of an outlier, especially on a season after season 1, because upgrades start coming in at different times compared to season 1. So it's entirely possible that, you know, I say we'll be slower compared to the rest of the grid in this race, because other teams will have brought some upgrades, which there does seem to be a little evidence of in our quick car analysis there. Right, 2 cars in Q3, that we can do. I'm going to go 2 cars in the top 8. I think we've got the pace for the top 8. Second guessing myself now. Yeah, we're going to go for the top 8. We'll try that. Reach Q2, both cars, yes, and I am going to dial that back to 2 in the top 10. Finish position, 2 in the top 12. We should be able to do that. Let's have a go for the fastest lap, see if we can get it. Fastest lap is going to be worth just under 200 grand, so that's not too bad. Quali streak, 2 in the top 14 for 5 races. We're very conservative on that. We are 1 down already, that's good. And 2 in the top 14 is the incentive. We're halfway through that, and that'll be worth an extra 500 grand. So, let's head to Jeddah.
We're here in Jeddah, where the tension is boiling as we head into the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. The circuit at Jeddah, spread along streets that run next to the Red Sea, is one of Formula One's highest speed tracks. It's a test of skill from start to finish, with cars just millimetres from the walls. Jeddah Corniche circuit is hot and high powered, demanding speed for the straights and a high grip level through corners that are tight to the barriers. Starting tyre choices will be crucial here, with teams ever mindful of opportunities that a safety car could give. Lando Norris delivered for his team in the last race and will head into this weekend with plenty of confidence. Can the Brit bring it home in this round too? So, let's get back to the racing.
Ah yes, Lando, your friendly neighbourhood postman, because he always delivers. I need one of those really bad, drum cymbal checks every time I crack a crappy joke like that. Right, I'm going to do hard tyres in session 1. Let's see, what setup do I want to go with? Let's try a very aggressive setup with Esteban. Let's go 8.5, 10.5, 7.3, 3.5 and 0.1. There we go. And hopefully the chat doesn't freeze on me again tonight. It's very weird just catching up on nearly half an hour's worth of messages. Wondering where you guys have disappeared to. Right. Norris will be a little bit more conservative on this one. We're going to go 7, 11, 9, 1, 3.5 and 0. So kind of slap bang in the middle of the operating window for the wings. It can be between 10.5 and 11.5 on this circuit. Let's send them to the a bit more fuel. There we go. Right, now let's send them to the track.
Copy, loud and clear. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, that's loud and clear for me.
And let's see what the pace difference is between our two drivers at this circuit. So we do have a little bit of F1 news for you today. Pirelli have been re-signed as the official tyre supplier for Formula 1 until 2027, or the end of 2027. And there is an option in the contract for the FIA to, Formula I think it's Formula FOM, Formula One Management, rather than FIA that deal with the contracts. But there's the option of them to extend that deal by a year into 2028 if they want to as well. So there was potential for Bridgestone to come back. They tabled a bid. There were rumours that Michelin might submit a bid, but they never did, that we know of anyway. But yeah, Bridgestone definitely decided they wanted to try and get back into Formula One all of a sudden. And Formula One will be sticking with Pirelli.
How's the balance?
Alright, we've got an 88% starting setup for Ocon. That might just mean I need to tweak the rear wing. Or the rear wing might be good and I just need to tweak the roll bar. We shall see when he gets back to the garage. And 84% for Lando, so a bit of tweaking needed there as well.
Update when you can.
Yeah, happy.
Copy.
Once again, we're seeing competitive practice times from the Williams. And I think this is a circuit that might suit them a little bit better. Because they've got a very quick car, which is certainly looking like. Then, yeah, this track being a very fast flowing track might suit their car a little bit better.
Landed the lane.
Speed limiter on and speed limiter on. And stop on the marks.
Still in.
Switch on the 8 speed limiter. Okay, and just stop in front of our garage. Can you stop in front of our garage?
Alright, so the front wing is wrong and the rear wing is wrong. Which way do I go? I'm going to go 11.5, I think. Pull that back. I've got a... I don't know if that's big enough change on the front wing, but I've got a 7... Oh no, wait, here we go. I've got a 6.5, 11.5, 3.45, 0, 9.1. Yeah, there we go. That looks like that could work. Let's give that a go. And let's wait for Ocon to get into the garage. And this time it is the roll bar, so this is trickier. I'm guessing it's going to be an 8.2. I don't have any 6.4s in the book yet, but that doesn't mean there aren't any. I just don't have one. So, looking at 8.2s, I'm going to pull the front wing back to 7.5. Oh wait, this needs to be a 10, doesn't it? 10.5. Right, I've got a 7, a 10.5, an 8.2, 3.50, and then a 0.05. I think that's too much of a change on the front wing. Oh, I've got 7.5 as well. There we go. So 7.5, 10.5, that's a 7.3, which isn't going to work. Well, let's just wing it. Let's wing it with the 7.5. Let's go with that. See how that works. And guess whose chat stopped working again? I just thought, yeah, been a bit quiet again. Checked, and yeah, there's a load of messages popped in. Marcel's here. Welcome, Marcel. Good to see you. And Jambol's here as well. Welcome, Jambol. Farah giving me a drum roll. Very nice, thank you. So yeah, my chat is playing up again, and I don't know, to be honest, is also here. Yeah, Williams are looking strong. Again, you can't really take practice too seriously, but you know, we'll see. To the point where it just doesn't refresh. And that's frustrating. Oh, we've got a red flag.
Red flag. Red flag.
Both of our guys are still going. That's good, but that's probably going to end the session. There's only 17 minutes to go, so that's probably it. Yeah, that's it. We didn't even see a replay of what happened either. Nor does it tell us who crashed out. Okay. Bit odd. So we're a little undercooked on track knowledge, and we don't have full feedback on the setup changes that we made. We're a little bit off there, even in horrific. I'm going to make that little tweak. Going into the session and see what that does. Run plan, we want to go, I normally go about 24 laps, but because we had a short session, I'm going to go 30 laps in this session on these medium tyres. So far so good on that setup. I'm pretty confident that's going to work. Again, we'll go up to 30 laps on the mediums to recover the running time we lost from that red flag. Let's send them back out. Well, there we go. That is a nice 100% there for Lando. Good stuff. Just got to wait for Esteban's changes now. Stroll's looking quick in this session. Any suggestions on him? Will it underfuel aggressively or not so much? How fast is your car on the grid? Whereabouts? No, what's your aim for that race?
I need some feedback.
Oh, so close with Esteban. Just need to click once with the toe to get that sorted. How long have we got left on track before they come in? Just under 10 minutes. Okay, and that leaves us with about 30% or so to find in the final session. Okay, that's not too bad. So, we need our toe to be there, and that will give us a 100% setup. Please be patient with me tonight. If you do ask a question and you don't get an immediate response, I had problems with the chat just not updating, and I missed out on messages for about half an hour last night, and it's already happened tonight as well. So if you don't get an immediate response to your question, it might be that I haven't seen it until I've actually backed out the stream and gone back in again, which I will do periodically through tonight. You're challenging Red Bull in the Aston Martin, and second in the Constructors last year. I would say take 2 laps of fuel out, push hard for the first few laps, and then if you're nice and comfortable in the slipstream, start to do some fuel saving at that point. Circuits where you're going to get a safety car, or you've got a high chance of a safety car, it's always worth taking fuel out at the start, simply because you'll recover that fuel very quickly under a safety car. Hell, even a VSC, a lap and a half or 2 laps of a VSC can help save a fair bit of fuel as well. So, right, let's have a look. I'm going to be using soft tyres in this final session. And again, I would normally run about 20 laps-ish, 22 laps of fuel, but again, we just slightly underran on that last one. So we're going to go 26 laps of fuel, and we'll extend the stint if we need to by a couple of laps if we are just short of hitting 100. Okay, we know the setups are fine, so let's send them straight to the track. A little bit of a gap between our 2 drivers, so let's just keep an eye on what they're doing lap time wise in comparison to each other. It's about 2.5 tenths on that lap. Quite a big gap that lap. Although Ocon, I think, has got another car right there. Yeah, he did. He had a Williams, an Alpine of Gasly all over the back of him. Let's see. Now that Norris is passed, so we're looking about 3 tenths, about 2-3 tenths on that lap. A couple of tenths there, about 2.5 tenths. So we're looking about 2.5-3 tenths per lap on average between the 2 drivers. That's okay. We can work with that.
How's balance?
And that is 100% now for both drivers on their setups. So we just need to get their track knowledge up now, and they should hit that right before they finish their run. Adrian Turf, any tips on how to improve Oscar Piastri's driver rating in the first season of the game? It's funny you should say that. I've just started a playthrough where I took over Aston Martin. I binned off Stroll and hired Piastri to replace him. So Stroll's now at McLaren alongside Norris, and Piastri's alongside Alonso at Aston Martin. I'm in season 1, and I've just done Miami, and I got my best result with Oscar, which was 4th. Fernando's now won the last 2 races back to back, and maybe in the last 3 races. I can't remember if I won at Jeddah or not. Jeddah was a strange race. Yeah, basically just for pretty much the entire first season, just put his training focusing purely on short run pace, because that will work on the important pace stats. So cornering, braking, and I think reactions or accuracy, one of those 2. Also gets in there as well. I forget the exact 4 that are worked on in that group, but if ever you want to improve their pace stats, and concentrate on their pace, always go short run pace, because that covers both braking and cornering in the same training bracket. And they're the 2 most important stats for improving a driver's pace, braking and cornering. You also want accuracy, and you want to work on reactions as well, but braking and cornering are the 2 most important ones. But yeah, if you put Oscar into a decent car, he can produce decent results. I mean, he got 4th in Miami, and that was running, an engine that had just ticked over into below 50%, and I started the race with a gearbox in the mid-30s as well. So it was, double dip in terms of, performance, damaging engine components. I was losing out on acceleration on the engine and on the gearbox. Same with Alonso's car. So they were both running, their original starting components. Obviously, I've got some upgrades on the car, but yeah, I got 4th place with Piastri. Helped a little. No, sorry, 5th. I couldn't quite get Hamilton at that. For whatever reason, I always end up closing in on the back of Hamilton in the closing last couple of laps, wherever Hamilton is, and I can never get past him in those closing laps. I either don't have enough tyres left, because unfortunately Oscar's smoothness rating means he does eat his tyres a little bit in season 1. But that's 3 races in a row where I've been closing in on Hamilton and just haven't been able to get him. I had the same problem at Baku, and I had the same problem at Melbourne as well, where I was trying to get past Hamilton in the closing stages, and I either couldn't quite catch him because I hadn't got enough tyres left, or I could catch him but I couldn't get past him because I ran out of battery. But yeah, just concentrate on his short run pace in training for pretty much the first year, and that should sort out his pace stats quite nicely.
Will practice pay off for the drivers? Well, we're about to find out in qualifying.
Drivers need to get into Q3 if they want to make the top half of the grid. With only 10 slots available, it's a fight nobody wants to lose.
If we turn our attention to Pierre Gasly for a minute, Karun, how's he going to be feeling as qualifying approaches?
They set a great lap in practice, so you can only imagine how good they're feeling going into qualifying. But the big question is, will they be able to keep this performance up?
Here we go, folks. It's time to get started.
Alright, just had a little drink to lubricate the old throat. Let's do qualifying. So, 1 lap runs in this first session. Should be more than enough to get us through.
Okay, so that's a green light.
We'll stick with Ocon for this first lap.
You can bring the tyre in.
Okay.
And we need a good warm-up on the brakes.
Yeah, confirm.
see. We've got Porsche on track, Leclerc's on track, and Zhou is on track as well. I have to say, I was quite surprised with Leclerc getting the better of Verstappen in Bahrain. I wonder if he can repeat that feat here. I did think that Max would just have enough to pull away from Leclerc and stay ahead of him, but that was not the case.
And track is clear, track clear. There will be mode push for last corner.
Oh god, yeah, I forgot how dirty his visor is. Right in that camera. 9th and 10th is where you think you'll qualify. You can't see a win for a while. Sorry. You obviously didn't see last night's stream then, Steve. Did I win? Yes, I did. It was tight. It was a real battle. You know, we were in a real dogfight with both of the Red Bulls in the closing laps, but we managed to pull it off. And 5th place for Esteban. I don't know, reckons that we'll qualify 6th and 8th. I'm guessing the 6th is Norris, 8th is Ocon. You thought Red Bulls were the fastest? They are the fastest, but we just drove really, really well. We kept our drivers in peak confidence for quite long peaks of the race, quite long chunks of the stints as well, which helped. Because that can give you quite a nice, tasty stat boost, as you can see there. Lando getting +7 across the board for his current peak confidence, and Ocon getting +6s for his. And so it's Jim. Well, don't want to toot my own horn, but toot toot. Right, so 3 tenths off, 4 tenths off. That'll get us through the first session. Williams looking a bit more competitive here. Russell and Porsche both right up at the pointy end of the grid. You wouldn't put the title past me this season. Well, I'm not getting carried away. I think driver's title is definitely something we can be in with a shout with Norris. If Ocon keeps chipping in with good points, then maybe the constructors. But I think season 2 is when I want to try and win the constructors. If we can get it in season 1, that would be amazing, but it's not my aim for this season. My aim is to get the car to a point where we can compete for the driver's title. Now, we made a strong start, but we saw how strong a start we made with Mercedes last year, and the car fell away quite quickly in the second half of the season. We went very hard and fast with upgrades, and then kind of ran out of steam a bit, and then ran out of money. So, plus we had arguably a much stronger lineup last season than we do this year as well. So, and the car was the best on the grid at the start of last season. So yeah, I don't want to get too carried away. It's only one race done so far, but it is a nice way to start the season. I will not deny that. Right, let's send that Ocon. And now we'll send that Lando, and we'll ride on board with Lando this time. Am I still trying to sign Ocon's real engineer? Yeah, I do want to bring Josh Peckett over, but it's going to be expensive because he's, I think, in the early stages of a very long contract. So it's going to cost quite a bit to get, to sign him. Plus, it's going to cost a fair bit to get rid of the engineer we want to replace as well. And I haven't quite figured out which engineer I want to get rid of yet either. Whether I want to get rid of Javier or Will. Right, Magnussen's on his outlap as well. Let's see what kind of pace Magnussen has. Had a very disappointing race at Bahrain. I don't think Aston is much of a contender at the moment. Things can change though. Norris's race engineer is the extra rival at the moment. Yeah, it is. But I can always flip the engineers over. So I can assign Joseph to Norris.
Track is clear.
And then put
There will be
Josh with Esteban. Because William Joseph is in a long contract, whereas Javier is out of contract at the end of the season. So I could wait till the end of the season and replace him for free. I would like to get him in before then, if at all possible. And it would be much cheaper to replace Javier, because it would be just a single year buyout, which would be just a few $100,000, as opposed to a few million. I think I'm scouting Josh at the moment. I can't remember if I actually finished getting his data back. We'll check when we finish the Grand Prix and get back to our inbox. That scouting might still be going through. Done a few races on different cars that have the little Perspex windscreens now since the patch, and yeah, it's a big improvement on the clarity. We don't have just these horrible white little windbreakers in front of us anymore now. Occasionally from certain angles they'll catch a nasty glare reflection, which looks a bit bad, but for the most part they're now like they should be, like this, which is much better, back to how it used to be pre 1.6 patch. Right, a 126.8, 2.38 seconds slower, or 0.238 seconds slower for Ocon. Magnussen over a second slower than Ocon, so there is no pace in that Aston Martin at the moment. Are the Merc sidepods visually updated? No, there's been no update to any of the car models yet. But last year they didn't do that till November, so I would imagine similar time scale. That might well be in the next patch. Alright, so moment, I was about to say Stroll and Magnussen are both getting through, but Magnussen's been knocked out so far. Let's see, who do we want to pay attention to? Who's on flying laps? Gasly, about to cross the line. And Schumacher as well. Gasly gets through, so that's Stroll out as well. So that's both of the... that's both of the Astons out. What can Schumacher do? He's going to have some traffic, including us. One of our cars is in the way. There we go. Pulling over to the side. Oh no, wait, that was an Aston. Sorry, it's because I've been racing with Aston today. Some of our guys are tucked up in the garage. Oh, that was a lift there. That's going to hurt Schumacher's chances of getting through. That's a shame. He was on for an improvement as well. One of the probably the fastest part of the track, and he had to lift. Yeah, and it's cost him as a result. So he's out in 15th. Yuki's through though, so one of the Williams is into the top 10 shootout. All right. Should have time to do 1 lap on the old tyres and then 2 laps on the new tyres.
Track should be green now.
Do I take manual control in quali? More often than not, no. It's only if I think I might have an issue with not getting round in time to start the flying lap, or if I'm close to traffic and I want to get some clean air, then I'll take manual control, because they do go faster on a cool down lap or a warm up lap in manual than they do when the AI controls them. Oh, potential problem for Norris into turn 1. Might have been a slight hesitation there. Let's see if his sector 1 time is slower than Esteban. No traffic around Ocon, who has gone purple because he's the first one through. And Norris had beaten him in the first sector. Okay, so no real issue there then. That's good. Just get this banker lap in. It's not going to be fast enough to challenge for pole by a long way. But old tyres, so...
At the moment you have P6.
Okay, so new tyres and a 2-lap run. We've got peak confidence with Esteban, just evening Anthony. And we got peak confidence just with Lando as well. That's excellent. Hopefully these first laps will get them into full peak confidence rather than just clinging on. See, I went with your favourite McLaren, 1st and 5th. How did I manage that? I will refer you to Farah and his earlier comment. Mercedes on an in-lap. Which Mercedes is it? It's not Porsche, it's Russell. And he is on an in-lap, so he will peel out of the way in the final sector. So he won't get in the way, which is nice. Let me guess, Hamilton caused a safety car, which has benefited me. No, Hamilton is not on the grid. And he's also announced his retirement, so it's unlikely we'll see him ever again in this career mode playlist.
Traffic, traffic, traffic.
Alright, there we go. Ocon winding up to start his flying lap.
Watch for traffic. And charge button off for last corner. Charge button off.
And there goes Norris. Right, so nobody set a time on new softs yet. Everyone set them on old tyres. We're doing 2 laps on brand new tyres. The rest of the field, I think, are going to do 1 lap. So they will potentially have a little bit more pace in the tyre, but we should have higher confidence levels. So you can see Ocon back in the peak confidence there. So is Norris. So by the end of this lap, we should have both drivers at maximum peak confidence as they prep for their second flying lap. Yes, Murray Walker would be 100 today. There was a little compilation tribute that I saw on Twitter earlier today. He truly was a legend. One of the voices of my childhood. Alright, so Ocon can set a lap which was good enough for P8. Norris goes up to P4, which drops Ocon down to P9. Let's see, what did he do? A 1:27.0. Unfortunately, I don't know what the best time is at the moment. It was a 1:26.7, so it's only 3/10. Pretty much exactly 3/10, almost exactly 3/10 between our two drivers, but 6 places on the grid. Well, 5 places, sorry. So many magic Murray moments. One of my favourites was when he was talking to Mansell post race. Mansell had taken a big bash on the head. He got a great big bruise, and Murray went, "You got a big bruise on your head," and right there, and he points at it, and he actually pokes him in the bruise. And you see Mansell just go, "Ah!" Oh, it just cracked me up. Some of the stuff that he came out with.
And there'll be no one ahead.
And track is clear, track clear.
My voice keeps breaking up.
That's charge button off for last corner.
I don't think that's anything to do with the mic. It's just the feed. I hope it's nothing to do with the mic. Am I breaking it for anyone else? Can Ocon improve?
checkered flag.
Surprised I'm not on mute. Oh, thanks. Yeah. I would say it's been a while, but I opened up last night's race by completely forgetting to unmute the first few minutes. So, yeah, shame on me. Right, Ocon is on an improvement lap here. No improvement from Norris. What can Ocon do as he approaches the line? Goes up to 8th. Who was it who said I'd be 6th and 8th? We're 5th and 8th right now.
P6 overall. Good
Oh,
job.
6th and 10th.
To the next one.
That's not so good. Gasly looking very quick. And look at Tsunoda. Tsunoda's 4th. Alright, I'm going to unplug my mic and plug it back in again to see if there is a problem with my mic connection. Alright, there we go. Unplugged and replugged the mic in. So there is our top 10. Max from Charles at the top of the grid. And those two very close to each other. And then a little bit of a gap to Gasly. Tsunoda in 4th. George in 5th. Lando in P6. Then Sainz, the only Ferrari to make it through. Then Albon. Then Porsche. And then Esteban. That is our top 10. Let's send it to the grid.
The time has almost come for our drivers to fight it out wheel to wheel. Race day has arrived.
Jeddah street circuit certainly makes the high speeds of F1 racing a thrilling affair. But even a world champion can be caught out in between the narrow walls, just as Max Verstappen found out in 2021. We've been having lovely clear weather, although there are a few clouds lurking. Hopefully they'll stay in check for the duration of the race.
Well, the streets of Jeddah are abuzz, and the teams are nearly ready for the start of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
Well, before we get to the grid, we've got to do the strategy. So, let's start with that. We're going to go medium to soft. There we go. Nice and simple. In terms of fuel, we're going to take 2 laps of fuel out. And we're going to go very aggressive off the line. See if we can jump 1 or 2 cars. There we go. And now we can send them to the grid.
The drivers are lined up on the grid here at the Jeddah Corniche circuit, preparing for 50 flat-out laps under the lights. The AlphaTauri driver has got a lot of people talking.
I think they could have been higher up than 20th, but let's see if they can move forward from here.
Just what
the
will
helmet
happen
is
here,
the
your
helmet that we
guess
don't
is
have
as
access
good as
to.
mine.
Why are we seeing that in the cutscene, but we only see it in cutscenes? We never actually see it on the
It's
pissing
almost
car.
time for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
Right. We'll
And
pause
it's
for a
lights
second.
out, and away we go.
Right. Look, wrong helmet. We're not seeing that. These are different helmets to the one we just saw. It's so annoying, so frustrating. Calm down. Still bugs me. It still really bugs me. Right, let's get on with the race. Oh, crap. Right, well, Ocon made up a place in Turbo Land there for a second, and has now lost it again to Teos. So far, Norris is tucked right in behind George Russell. And Esteban has snuck back past Porsche again. Now, can we get past Sainz? Evening, Andy. Maybe they stole the helmet. Yes. It's so annoying because we see those in the loading screens. You know, when you go to the main menu and it shows whichever team you've just been using. You know, if you've got drivers that have moved to a new team and don't have a head, you know, so like a reserve driver, for example, a young rookie that's been promoted into the seat, then it shows the helmet instead. But it always shows different helmets in those pictures, in those scenes, to what you actually get on the track. It's so stupid, it's so annoying, it winds me up, you know, up so much that we've got different helmets, but we still don't have access to it. It's just, oh yeah, so annoying. Norris almost made a move on Russell there. Just couldn't quite get the move done. I'm going to save the battery now.
Like this. Charge on.
Yeah, confirm.
And we can have recharge on, please.
Copy.
Esteban tucked in nicely behind Sainz. A little bit of a gap to Porsche. Norris obviously still tucked up nicely behind George here. Yuki Tsunoda in fourth on merit. Yeah, Williams have got a quick car. Imagine how good that Williams would be if they had two top-rated drivers in that car. If they had, you know, Hamilton and Alonso as their driver lineup. Oh, that would be a scary lineup in that Williams.
Try to look after the tires.
Yep.
DRS enabled.
Okay. Albon having a look. He's on those soft tyres. And he's going to get us. Okay, we'll tuck him. We'll get him back. Nope.
Alright, let's concentrate.
I'm glad I let caution get the better of me when it came to the sponsors and say 2 of the top 10. Because, yeah, otherwise we would have we would have lost some money. I just had a feeling we were going to be a little bit more off the pace in this race compared to Bahrain. And that has definitely shown to be true so far. Although we've got a tyre advantage over Max and Albon, in the sense that they're on the softs and we're going to be on the softs later, so we'll be quicker in the second half of the race. Right, now we're going to use up the next, or the last of the battery,
Can use overtake.
accelerating out of the next corner. See if we can get a flyby here on Albon. Now he's blocking it. Can we get a move on Sainz though in the background? No, he's blocking that as well.
Overtaking is very difficult.
Continue, keep going.
Oh, go on Esteban. Got it done. Good man. Very good man. Right. Do not engage. with Lando. You want to both be able to concentrate on your own race. And you start scrapping with each other while we're looking to sneak some positions here.
And recharge on is okay, please.
Copy. Charge on. Okay.
We will want a little bit of LICO.
Copy that.
Okay, now we can just sort of settle in for a bit.
And recharge on, recharge on.
Yeah, good.
While we're stuck in this dirty air, we're going to burn out the tyres as well. So once we've got some battery in the car, we will drop the tyre pace down. Out of these three, which one is easier to develop in the Ferrari, say? I would imagine probably Behrman, if that bears any sort of, or if that follows the same sort of bearing as we had in the last game. Ollie Behrman turned into a wonder kid in the last game. Bogdanovic wasn't in the last game. Arthur Leclerc wasn't all that good in the last game. He's a bit better in this one, but yeah, I've put my money on Behrman out of those three. Nice to see you chose three drivers that are in the Ferrari driver program. That's at the Ferrari Driver Academy. Max is gone. 3 seconds clear of Gasly. Putting those soft tyres of his to good use. Albon's stuck, can't really do anything with his. Qualified 7th and 8th? No, qualified 6th and 10th. What team do you go to? You finish McLaren, say whichever team you want to, which will accept you. There's no right or wrong answer in that. It's, you know, who do you fancy joining? Won't let you join Mercedes or Ferrari. It means your manager rating isn't high enough.
Charge button on. Charge button on.
Yeah, all good.
Let's have recharge on then, please.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, sneaky Ferrari.
I can't do anything, guys. Keep pushing.
Came out of nowhere. minding your own business, having a nice casual Sunday drive, and all of a sudden the Ferrari just goes yoink and throws his car in there. Takes the place from you. Very cheeky. Right, let's take a look at tyre wear. So, 83, 84. Better than the other medium runners. Not looking to push too hard just yet. Although we are starting to build a little bit of a queue of the soft runners coming through behind us. Watch out for them. Drop out of range, so let's just give a little squirt of battery.
So deployed.
Confirm.
Lewis and Alonso left and wise Perez at Ferrari, because Ferrari, lost Leclerc. Leclerc went to Red Bull, so they signed the next best driver that they had that was available, which was Perez. Teams in front are definitely having a little bit of a push. While Norris is struggling to stay in the DRS. We've got a chance actually to get that Ferrari back again. Turn 1. Oh, hello.
If you can, push.
Go on, Norris.
So
Suddenly caught the back of Russell.
Yeah, confirm.
Got the move done. And we're all over the back of Yuki. Caught them all of a sudden. So both drivers have moved up a pace, that's good. Norris has got very good confidence right now. So has Ocon, both in a very similar position. One more overtake each should get them into peak or just up on the edge of peak. I'm getting a little bit low on battery, so I'm going to go into top up again.
And charge button on.
Keep the tyres up though, just for these overtakes. And there is Esteban making the move on George. He's got him.
Awesome.
Nice job, mate.
Hasn't quite completed the move yet. Now Norris is making the move on Tsunoda. So that is Norris into peak confidence. Beautiful. Esteban's losing back to Russell again. It's kind of inevitable, unfortunately. Let's...
Keep what you're doing.
Let's calm those tyres back down for both drivers. Yeah, up to 5th and 8th.
Let the tyres come back to you.
Copy. And we need you to take care of the tires.
Just be careful with this tyre.
Copy now.
Save a little bit because we're stuck in the dirty air of Russell. So the tyres are going to overheat quickly for Esteban. While we're dropping the tyre pace down a touch. We should hopefully stay close enough in the DRS to hold pace and defend against the Ferrari. But it will stop those tyres from overheating and burning up too quickly. Norris has got free air at the front, so his tyre temps will just naturally come down. With George in dirty air, there is a risk of his tyres just falling off the cliff very quickly. It's going to be vulnerable here. Hold the position. That's the line. Going to go side by side through this sequence, I think.
Keep pushing.
And we've lost the position, I think. Maybe if we can... No, he's closed the door. There we go. That's a shame. Let's calm down Norris's tyres as well.
And we need to look after the tires.
Now that he's in the dirty air. George got a bad exit because he dropped back a bit and Ocon's all over him.
And charge button on.
Nice, we'll get the DRS. And we'll get it there as well, which is important. So we get the move done in the final turn and we'll get the DRS. Oh no! What? How did Snowden get it? Oh, we lost the position to George. Ah!
Not easy to overtake.
Race is long.
Right, now, Sykes is having a sniff.
Recharge on.
Copy up.
I don't know at the moment whether or not we would be quicker in clear air than we're doing now. I don't know if the DRS is pulling us along or holding us back. So on paper our car is average. We have got two drivers that can outdrive the car a little bit. One very much so in terms of Norris. Yeah, I'm not quite sure exactly where the car sits at the moment in this circuit. I don't know just how quick we're going to be when we get in clean air and we've got no DRS to pull us along. I don't know if we're going to be quick enough to keep pace or if we're going to start dropping back. Besides F1, what other motorsports do I watch? I don't anymore. Pretty much just F1. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, I think, I watched a little bit of motocross when that was on Channel 4 or Channel 5. I think it was on Channel 5 at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Not motocross, sorry, supercross. Supercross is the indoor one. Yeah, so watching Ricky Carmichael race, that was kind of cool. Kind of enjoyed that. When I was younger, I used to watch the BTCC. But I haven't watched that for a very long time. I did kind of follow IndyCar loosely for a couple of years in the 90s. But I haven't really watched that for a long time. Yeah, it's pretty much just F1. I mean, I'll watch the highlights of like F2 every now and again. I'll go on YouTube and watch a playlist of the highlights of various different races, but I don't have access to Sky, so I don't get to watch the races themselves. I tried watching Formula E, I just don't like it. Although having said that, I watched Gen 2 Formula E.
Continue like this.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I thought the fan boosting was really gimmicky. I know that they've changed things since I last watched. At some point I might give it another go, but we shall see.
And charge button on.
Confirm.
What do I think of Pirelli being confirmed until 2027? Well, they're confirmed to the end of 2027, and there is an option to extend that for another year to 2028 as well. I'm not really sure. I mean, the Pirelli tyres have been interesting to a degree over the the last how many years they've been in Formula One now. It's been a while, but it's a very different style of tyres to what I grew up with. I mean, it was Goodyears and Bridgestones and Michelins, tyres that you could push and keep pushing and keep pushing, and these tyres you can't do that. And Qatar was a little bit of a throwback because of the damage that the curbs were doing to the tyres. Obviously they introduced mandatory maximum stints to the tyres for safety reasons, because they didn't want to risk a tyre delaminating at high speed. And so we actually saw drivers really pushing their tyres. There was no real undercut at Qatar, because drivers were pushing. I mean, obviously they were in sprint. There was, the soft tyres fell away so quickly in terms of their pace. But the medium tyres, there was no undercut when you boxed. You could push flat out for the entire stint and then box and push flat out for the next stint, without worrying about your tyres dropping off in performance. And that was kind of a throwback to how racing used to be, where it was, you push the car as hard as you can, as much as you can, and you kind of go back to, went back to the finishing order being settled on pace, rather than who got lucky with strategy or pit stops. Whether a safety car or a VSC came at a point where a driver could get a very powerful undercut very cheaply, or hold position by saving a big chunk of time in the pits. I do wish the tyres were a little bit more durable than they are. But they're made to the specification that they were asked to make them to. So not Pirelli's fault that the tyres behave the way they do, because that's how they were asked to make them. It's just a little frustrating that we don't see a lot of pushing, extended pushing. Generally we tend to see little stints of pushing here and there, and then a lot of saving, because the tyres will just overheat and lose performance too quickly.
your DRS.
Yeah, confirm.
Start to close those gaps back up again. See if we can maybe sneak a position or two. Or retake position from sights. You wish they'd go back to Bridgestone versus Michelin. No, I don't think a tyre war is necessary. I just think tyres that strike a good balance between having a drop-off but still being able to be pushed for longer than they can at the moment. The problem with the tyre war, and this is something that, you know, rose-tinted glasses mean that people forget, is that you would go to certain circuits and know that one half, well, I say one half, there were only, what, 3 teams, I think, that ran Bridgestones, and everyone else was on Michelin for a good chunk of the tyre war. But there were some tracks that were Bridgestone tracks, and there were some tracks that were Michelin tracks, and so you just knew that one half of the title fight had no chance in that Grand Prix of winning the race because their tyres wouldn't perform. And that was frustrating as hell. You'd be all set for a great battle between, you know, Schumacher's Ferrari against, you know, whoever, you know, be it Montoya in his BMW or the McLarens, or, you know, in 2005 against Alonso. And, you know, you just never got that on some circuits, because there were some tracks that very much favoured Bridgestone rubber and some tracks that very much favoured Michelin rubber, and if you're on the wrong tyre, you weren't going to win that race. And so you weren't going to get a proper battle.
And recharge on now is okay, please.
Copy that.
No lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
It's one of the reasons I stopped watching touring cars, because I didn't like the whole ballast system. It basically meant it didn't matter how good or bad your car was. You know, you get a good result, you're getting penalised. You have a bad result, everyone else in front of you is getting penalised, you've got a better chance of winning in the next race. And it just, yeah, it spoilt it for me. It kept all the racing very close, it kept the field close, but it was artificial. Because the cars that had the performance and, you know, were sandbagged really badly to slow them down, and the cars that didn't have the performance didn't have that sandbag, so they gained performance relative to the rest of the ground and the rest of the field through an artificial handicap, rather than actually having, you know, any real chance in terms of general performance of the car or talent of the drivers. Yeah, it just spoiled the touring cars for me. That's why I stopped watching it. Right, just going to reload the window, see if the chat has been a bit glitchy again. Looks like I haven't missed anything. Alright, Norris has broken away from Russell now, which is nice. A little bit of a gap, and let's see, we are quicker. Slightly quicker than Gasly at the moment, essentially the same pace. Max still flying on those soft tyres, as you would expect. We've got about 10 laps to go till we're due to stop, maybe less than that. 9 laps. And because we've looked after our tyres, they're in pretty good shape against the rest of the field. Ocon does need to find a way past Sainz, although he's out of DRS range now, so we should hopefully get a nice, comfortable move done here. I'm going to throw Ocon into harvest mode. while he is behind the Ferrari.
So recharge on.
So that once we do get past him, we can punch straight back into DRS of the cars in front. McLaren and Gasly scrapping away at the moment. Let's take a quick look at that fight. So weird to see a number 16 on that Red Bull. Pit stop issue for Porsche.
So the Mercedes crew are out. Oh, but they have trouble releasing the car.
And that will cost him against that Aston. He had the chance to jump the Aston in the pits there. That's not going to happen now. See, where is Porsche? He's come out behind Stroll. Can't see it. He will get out of the way. He's come out behind Ricciardo. So those two were neck and neck, and he's now 4 seconds behind. Now he would have come out probably 1.5 seconds behind, a second, just over a second behind Stroll. Actually, no, he would have got out ahead of Stroll. And Stroll would have probably come out about a second behind Porsche. So that's probably cost him about 5 seconds in total as a result of that. Taking 3/10 out of the guys in front last lap. This is Ocon, still stuck behind Sainz, but charging the battery.
Time to push on these tyres.
Copy.
Let's get this move done.
Press, overtake.
Copy that.
Push onto the back of Tsunoda and Russell.
Doing a really good job.
See if we can drop Sainz in the process. Might be tricky. We might drag him into the back of the train. I think Russell is pushing, trying to catch Lando. So let's speed up Lando. Last thing I want is for Russell to form a train behind Norris. We'll keep Lando in free air if we can. There we go. We have dropped Sainz. So now we can go back into harvest mode. Let's turn the tyres back down.
Copy.
He's going a long time on those softs. Oh man, he's really looked after them. Look at that, they're at 38% still. He's really been looking after those softs. Gaps back up to about 1.5 seconds between Norris and Russell, and we are now closing on Gasly again, although he's just upped his pace because Leclerc's upped his pace. Ocon still keeping in touch with the back of Tsunoda. He's enabling us to charge the battery and keep going at a very fast speed. Russell now making a move to get back in front of Tsunoda. De Vries pops into the pits. De Vries from 9th. Tidy stops, not necessarily quick, but it's tidy. Tsunoda's now vulnerable. Now let's see if we can get a move done on Yuki into the final turn and then blast out of that to go straight onto the back of Russell.
Overtake is available.
Copy up.
Alright, maybe not, but let's see if we can at least get Yuki here. And Max finally boxes. Oh, that's a quick stop. That's a very quick stop. Just caught the end of that, but yeah, that looked very quick indeed. And it's going to come out behind Sainz. Hopefully Sainz will hold him up for a little bit. Although, I doubt it. Pushing on to the back of George now. A pass on George will put Ocon into peak confidence. We are going to box him before we box Lando. A lap before. His tyres are in worse shape.
And we can have recharge on, please.
I'm just going to burn the last of the tyres over the next 3 laps.
Stay close.
Let's start burning Norris's tyres as well.
And tires are good to push.
Confirm.
Max is flying, he's already on the back of Sainz. This is going to be a very quick pass, I think. Nice up close and personal look at the back of that Ferrari there. Here we go, he's going to jump to the inside. Oh, Sainz chops across the front of him. But he's got him here. Ocon got Russell. But Russell's got the DRS, so he's just going to take that place straight back again. And Verstappen is only 4 seconds behind us.
Get back in the rhythm.
That's how much of a gap that he's built up. Yeah, we're not getting Max, I don't think, in this Grand Prix. don't think. Oh, we might. We might still be in the chance of getting Leclerc and Gasly with Norris. I think Ocon. I think best we can probably get with Ocon might be fourth. But Gasly's been quick all weekend. And he's stuck with Leclerc for the entirety of this race so far. No guessing who the worst team of the season is going to be. Yeah. It's going to be a rough season for AlphaTauri. It's going to be a very rough season for them. And Leclerc boxes, and
Russell
so does Russell. Okay, so
Sonoda boxed.
we're boxing Ocon at the end of this lap.
Okay, please.
Hopefully.
Box now. Okay, box.
Hopefully we can get an undercut here. Sorry, not an undercut, sorry, an overcut.
An overtake is available.
Yeah.
Ah, there's Max. He's coming at us. He's just going to fly past us, isn't he? Our tyres are dying. His are still lemony fresh. Yeah, he's got us already. He's going to get the DRS as well.
And recharge on, recharge on.
Copy.
Big lifts.
Copy.
There we go. Norris booked in.
Understood.
Gasly's in as well.
So box now, box, speed
He's
control.
gone softs. 2.2. Decent stop for Esteban. We want to get out ahead of Russell. We're going to get out ahead of Stroll as well. Beautiful. So we did get the overcut. We gained track position there, and we've got some battery left. So let's spend it and make sure that we don't drag Stroll along with us. He's going to act as a nice little roadblock, I hope, for a lap or two on George. Tyres aren't up to temp yet. Max has almost caught and passed Norris. Wow, that's how far ahead he is. He's 20-something seconds ahead of us on the road, effectively.
Copy.
Not an amazing stop, but
And what's a
it
white
was
line
clean.
next?
That was the important thing. Oh, Perez boxes, so we're ahead of Perez. We're going to keep position there, and we should get out in front of Ocon, which we do. So we are six seconds behind Gasly, who is right on the back of Albon and Leclerc, and Sainz yet to box. So Sainz is holding up his teammate, his former teammate. and is not holding him up anymore. But hopefully he holds up the Alpines for us. Okay, broken away from Stroll. Let's drop the tyre pace down.
Recharge on.
Go into top up. Hope we can pull
manage
away.
our
I am going to go full attack with Lando at the end of this lap. Go for a fastest lap attempt.
No lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Yeah, confirm.
Right, Russell is past Stroll and is now into DRS range. So we've got a new target lap of 1:29.0 for Yuki. And we are not even a personal best in the first sector. That is a bit of a shock. Although if we didn't get DRS on the main straight, that would probably explain it. Personal best in the middle sector, but no purples. We might not get the fastest lap here. But we have taken a huge chunk out of the battle in front of us. We've taken 4 seconds out of them on this lap, I think.
So
Science boxes. And we didn't get the fastest lap. We weren't even close. A 1:29.4. Ooh, okay, that's sobering.
Increase lift and coast.
Confirm.
That shows just how quick that Williams is.
On.
Yeah, confirm.
He'll have had some DRS, I would imagine. But even so, that is a mighty fast lap. George is on a bit of a push right now. Let's just give Ocon a little bit more tyre.
Copy that.
Try and go with him. So George has pushed his tyres quite hard. We've got very, very strong tyres. Sainz has got the best on the grid because he's literally just boxed. But he's down in 14th. So he's not a threat. He's a bit of a way off at the moment. Actually, he's not that far behind in the ground. He's only 12 seconds behind. Albon's tyres are looking a little ropey. Right, can Leclerc catch Max? Well, he was 1.3 seconds faster on that last lap, so yeah, he can catch Max. Could we see another epic showdown between the two Red Bull drivers? We are not closing on George at the moment. Let's ease off the tyres.
No need to
burn
push
them
the
up.
tyres.
Copy.
George will come back to us. His pace will dip a little bit. .6, 130.2, so George is running out of steam. 130.6 for us. Yeah, we'll be back on Russell again in the next lap or two. Just take a little bit of heat out of the tyres.
Just be careful with this tyre.
Yeah, copy.
Got them wearing out quite so quickly.
Time to push on these tyres.
Copy that.
Right, hopefully those tyres should stay in a nice manageable window until we get too close to the back of Russell again now. See, they're still coming down slowly. That's good. They should settle around the 107 mark that Norris's tyres are at. And there you can see Russell's pace has dropped off. Off on only a fraction faster on that last lap because he was looking after his tyres for a lap. Should start to take another tenth or two out of him on this lap, I think. We are losing ground to Gasly. Albon's tyres not going to sustain him. He might have to box again. Battery's going to start falling down the order because everyone behind him is going to go faster. As soon as he loses DRS to his teammate, he's going to be very vulnerable. Farah wants to see the tyres. There you go. Max is not going to have any tyre issues at all. He's going to really look after those tyres like he did in the first stint. I'm guessing the Red Bull's got the best brakes at the moment because Max's tyre wear was obscene in that first stint. That or he's really worked on his smoothness rating. Might have to scout Max, take a look at his stats, see how Lando stacks up against him. What is going on with Ferrari? Well, they are out of position, but they're on soft tyres and they are lapping faster than some of the cars in front of them when they're in clean air. So Sainz will quickly catch Porsche now that he's through. Porsche, Giovinazzi, De Vries, they're all going to be vulnerable, and potentially Tsunoda as well is only 8 seconds ahead. Tsunoda and Stroll could be vulnerable as well. I don't think they'll catch Ocon. Yeah, Sainz is going to very quickly start to gap Magnussen. You can see it's broken away already. That's going to leave Magnussen vulnerable to Perez. Let's just keep an eye on Perez for a second. His tyres in slightly worse shape than his teammates, but like I say, as soon as Sainz breaks Magnussen, it'll be an easy pass for Perez. And that might happen in the next DRS zone. Yeah, Magnussen out of range there, so... Oh no, wait, he's still got it. How? I don't know, but he's still got it. And now Sainz is being held up. He's in the DRS train. 3 cars fighting for position in front of him. So this is going to ruin Sainz's chances of fighting back. Porsche stuck right behind the 2 Haas drivers at the moment. Russell picked his pace back up again. That's okay, his tyres aren't great. We'll definitely hunt him down. Albon's on a push lap. So's Russell. Russell's pushing again. Alright, now Magnussen is vulnerable. 1.4 seconds. This should be a straightforward pass. You can see Perez all over the back of him there. There we go. Gets the move done. DRS wide open, so he'll start to pull away quickly. Porsche's got past both of the Haas cars, and Sainz now throws it up the inside of Giovinazzi. Might be able to get De Vries in the braking here, in the braking zone. No, but he will complete his move. Perez is already closing that gap very quickly. Porsche is going to try and sprint away from the Haas drivers now. He should have the pace to break away. Might take him a couple of laps to do it, but he should be able to do it, and that will allow Sainz to just sail straight past Giovinazzi, and then Porsche will be vulnerable because it's 5 seconds to Stroll from there. Albon is still hanging on to the back of his teammate, and this is hurting Norris's chances of catching him. Don't really have much in the way of battery. I am going to push Ocon onto the back of Russell.
Press, overtake.
Copy that.
So that we can go into proper harvesting mode and charge the battery up nice and quickly without losing too much time. And I think I'm going to push Norris as well.
And boost.
Yeah, confirm.
See if we can get onto the back of the Alpines.
No lift off needed.
I don't think we'll get close enough with this limited amount of battery, but we'll try. Giovinazzi is almost out of Sainz's DRS, which means Perez will jump him the second he gets the opportunity. And Sainz has got De Vries, so Sainz now has a run on Porsche. If he gets past Porsche, he should start to pull away from Porsche, or at least drag Porsche along with him as he starts hunting down Stroll and Tsunoda. He's got much better tyres than the cars in front of him. But also, look at his tyres. He had much better tyres than anybody on the grid, and now his tyres are barely better than Norris's. He took a lot of tyre damage.
Let's have recharge.
You know, stuck in that DRS train for all those laps that just melted his softs. As Stroll now gets gets alongside Tsunoda. Those two swapping places side by side. Porsche is now going to be vulnerable in the next DRS straight to a Sainz attack. Perez has been repassed by Giovinazzi. It's not good for Perez. Oh, and Norris has caught the back of Albon, who has been dropped by his teammates. So let's start charging up
And
behind
reminder,
Albon.
some lift and coast.
Confirm.
Increase lift and coast.
Yeah, confirm.
And Ocon makes a move around the outside on Russell. Who's going to get the DRS?
Come back to you.
Russell is.
Copy.
Okay, so we'll continue to charge up. Albon's got ahead again. That's fine. I'm happy with that because it gives me a lap to just sit here, or a lap or maybe 2 laps to just charge Norris's battery right up and then push on for Gasly. I don't think we can catch Leclerc. But if I can get Norris on the podium, I will be more than happy with that. And I think once I've got enough battery in Ocon, I can push past Russell and hunt down Albon pretty quickly now that he's been dropped by Gasly. So I'm aiming for 3rd and 5th tonight. I think Gasly might just be a little bit too far to rock on. You never know. I'll settle for, as I say, I'll settle for 3rd and 5th.
We think a little bit more Lyco will help.
Copy.
A bit of spare fuel just to really push both cars flat out. Oh, looks like we're going to make the move here. Oh, maybe not. He's tucked back in again.
Not easy to overtake.
I was all ready to get him to move up and hold position a bit longer. Eight and a half laps to go. Sainz has passed Porsche and is already 2 seconds clear of him. He is hunting down Tsunoda and Stroll. So Sainz has got a chance of 8th place here, and that's as high as he's going to get, I think. Perez is still stuck down in 13th place. Yeah, it's not looking good for Ferrari, is it?
Charge on.
Yeah, confirm.
Right, time to start making a move on Gasly.
Yeah, all good.
We want to manage our tyre budget.
Copy.
So deployed.
Yeah, confirm.
just realised I'm potentially going to drag Albon along with me, which is not good. So that's why I've thrown the battery on just for a sector or so. There we go, and he hasn't got the DRS, so now we're going to turn the battery back off again.
Charge button on, charge button on.
Confirm.
And you can.
Right, now it's time to make the move on George.
Overtake is available.
Yeah, copy.
Sonoda still has the fastest lap. I can't see anyone taking that away from him.
Awesome.
Okay, mate. Good job.
Albon's already 2 seconds gone from Norris. Ocon will get on him really quickly. It's not impossible that we could possibly get Ocon onto Gasly. That's 7.5 seconds off at the moment. Maybe less than that. Maybe 7 seconds. Yeah, about 7 seconds off. Maybe.
Six laps to go.
Hey, look at that. We got the fastest lap with Esteban. Nice.
And recharge on now is okay, please.
Copy now.
So recharge on.
Copy now.
Nice, almost in range.
No need to push
I want to wait till the main straight,
Copy.
if I can. Norris is now in range, so let's ease down.
Increase tire saving.
Confirm.
Charge button on.
Confirm.
Time to push on these tires.
It's a little slow reacting there to Ocon, but he will get the move done into turn one here.
Overtake is available.
Yeah.
5 laps.
And that's peak confidence at just the right time for Esteban.
And we need to take care of these tires.
Cool.
And save fuel from now, please. Save fuel from now.
Oh, yellow flag.
Recharge on.
Is that Stroll running wide? No, a lock-up for
Yeah,
Sonoda.
gotcha.
Oh, Yuki.
Now this, I think, was at turn 13.
He was on for good points.
Oh, and the car locks up. Now they did leave it very late.
Kept it at the barrier, but that's going to lose him 3 places minimum.
We suggest a little
Yeah,
bit
he's
more
dropped 3 places, and he's 4 seconds off the back.
recharge on.
So Perez has recovered himself up to 10th place now as a result of that, and is ready to have a crack at the back of Stroll. With 4 seconds off that battle.
Yeah,
Can we get there? I've got 4 laps. I can't push the tyres any more than this. They just won't make it if I do. Don't really want to be pushing them this hard. Third and fourth would be so sweet if we could get it. Almost broken Gasly. Yes, there we go. We've broken Gasly.
And we need some lift and coast for tire temps.
Confirm.
3.6 seconds. As these tyres are slightly better than Esteban's. We're not catching either of the 2 Red Bulls. Leclerc has dropped off in pace. He's not going to catch Max now.
We don't want to overcook the tyres.
3 laps to go.
Gained 6 tenths. That's not enough. Need to get within a second by the end, by halfway round the last lap, so I can get that DRS. I'm gonna have to throw everything into the tyres.
100% pace now.
Use up what little battery I've actually got. I'm just gonna get as close as I can, as quickly as I can, and hope. Leclerc all of a sudden is looking a little vulnerable. We've taken a couple of seconds out of him. We're almost out of battery, so that's not going to sustain itself, but we've got better tyres. We can keep pushing the tyres. We'll see if we can close up on Leclerc. Maybe make it a last gasp run at the second step of the podium. New fastest lap from Norris.
Fastest lap. And 2 laps to go.
Confirm.
Oh, these tyres are barely going to hang on at this push rate.
Just look after these tires.
Confirm.
Just need to find a second on this lap if I can.
Save as much fuel.
Less than a second. I just need to find 7 tenths now. Oh, this is going to be so close. Can we catch Gasly? If I can get the DRS, we can nab him. It's going to be really tight, but we'll have a real chance of getting him if we can get in that DRS. It's getting closer and closer with every corner. Tires are falling to bits. Just haven't got the pace. I'm gonna just make sure we don't put it in the wall by mistake. Calm those tyres right down.
Confirm.
We're comfortably clear of Gasly now, and we are so close to getting in DRS of Gasly.
And last lap.
I desperately want to call these tyres off, but I need to get that 1 second.
Press, overtake. And we can have recharge on, please. Just be careful with this tyre.
Gasly must be short on fuel because his tyres are fine. We've destroyed ours to get onto the back of him, but we have got onto the back of him. Now I need to stay on the back of him. Oh, I think we just lost the DRS. We did. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Let's get it back, get it back, get it back. It's going to be a last gasp dive into the final corner. Max wins.
Max Verstappen over the finish line.
We're risking a puncture here.
Today's winner.
We're not going to get him.
Okay, and
We're out of fuel.
back. So,
Across the line in 5th place. That was close. I'm pleased with that result though. 3rd and 5th. Very pleased with that result. Lando's on the podium again.
That's P5.
Yeah, amazing, guys. We deserve that. Good job, guys.
And Ferrari rescue 8th and 9th. Perez actually got ahead of Sainz at the end. Oh, that's going to piss off Sainz. Probably dive bombed him into the last corner. Porsche had a miserable race. Ended up down in 12th. Russell was looking really threatening, at various points of the Grand Prix. He did get himself ahead of Albon just at the end there. But yeah, Max emphatically ahead of his teammate there, 10 seconds clear. Game on between those two. And we are in the hunt.
What a remarkable drive by Lando Norris today.
This podium is something the whole team can be proud of. Excellent strategy and perfectly executed.
And you love to see this. The whole team celebrating this magnificent result. Lando Norris certainly loves a podium, heading up there now to celebrate again.
And with that result, it marks their 2nd podium of the season.
And finally now the drivers can relax after an eventful weekend at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
He's at his old tricks. Look, he's trying to break trophies. He's trying to destroy Max's winning trophy. Good on you.
Now, Karun, with that result in mind, what would they be feeling like down at McLaren?
They'll certainly be pleased to have made the podium. A job well done for sure.
OK then, and a big thank you to everyone for joining us this weekend here in Jeddah.
And for the next round, Formula One is heading down under. Exciting times ahead in Australia on the shores of the Albert Park Lake.
So then, confirmation of the final result. Max wins from pole. Charles gets second from second on the grid. Lando gains 3 places to take the final step on the podium. And then we've got Pierre Gasly dropping down into 4th, but it's still a great result for him. Ocon gaining 5 places. Perez gaining 10. A good recovery drive from him, considering he started way out of position. Sainz dropping a couple of places and ends up in 9th place. Not the best strategy for the Ferraris today. They got caught in a lot of traffic for a long time. Destroyed their tyres, destroyed their pace. Certainly, ruined their race. We look a little bit further down to see Stroll got the final point. Good race for Schumacher, gained 4 places, just missing out on points. 6.5 seconds off Stroll. Bad race for Teo. dropping out of the top 10 and finishing in 12th. Bad race for Sonoda. He was looking promising for some good points at one point, and then in 8th place just locked his tyres really badly, and that dropped him down all the way to 13th place in the end. Not great for him. The Haas cars not really doing much, as you can see. De Vries gaining a place, Giovinazzi losing a couple of places, Bottas in 15th, Magnussen, another bad race for him. That Aston is not looking great, is it, this season? Zhou in 18th, and then the two AlphaTauris way off the pace. You can see Ricciardo in 19th was 27.5 seconds behind Zhou, and Doohan was even further back and lapped, the only driver to be lapped. So yeah, it's not looking good for AlphaTauri this season for them to even have a sniff of points, unless they can start bringing in some big upgrades and quickly. And I don't think they're going to have the budget for it. So in the drivers' standings, Max takes the top spot from Lando by a point, thanks to that win. Moves one clear. He has one race win and 2 podiums, a pole and a fastest lap. And Lando does not have the pole or the fastest laps, but he does have the win and the 2 podiums as well. Leclerc drops down to 3rd place, but it's very tight. 4 points separating the top 3 drivers. Gasly jumps up 2 places, leapfrogging Perez and Ocon to take 4th place. Level on points with Esteban, but with the higher placed finish, which is why he is in 4th place. Perez dropping down to 6th. Russell gains a place up to 7th. Not the best of starts for the defending champion, but I have every confidence that Mercedes will get pretty strong towards the end of the season. Stroll in 8th drops a place. Albon gains 3 places with those 6 points, his first points of the season. And Porsche drops down, but it's a place, but is still in the top 10. Sainz in 11th gets off the mark. And Schumacher, the last of the point scorers, drops down to 12th place. Let's take a look at the Constructors' Championship. Red Bull open up an 18-point lead over us as they take the top spot. Maximum points for Red Bull today. They got first, second, and the fastest lap. Looks like they stole that from us. Who did get it? Yeah, Max. Max got it by half a second from Lando's best time. So yeah, strong weekend for Red Bull. Brought us back down to earth a little bit. I didn't think we would have the same pace here as we did in Bahrain, but still a pretty good weekend for us. Alpine move up to 3rd, Ferrari drop down to 4th, Mercedes move up a place to 5th, Aston Martin dropped to 6th, Williams in 7th with a point still. They missed out on a couple more points thanks to Yuki's little faux pas at the end then. And Haas and AlphaTauri switch places based on positional countback, but still no points for either team. Let's take a look at the pit stops. Red Bull with the fastest stop, 2.0 seconds. We saw that stop and I said that was a very quick stop. It was the fastest of the race. Ferrari get a quick stop with Carlos. Magnussen's up there with a good stop. Then Ocon in 4th. And we do not see Norris on there at all. AlphaTauri, and then Alpine, Alfa Romeo, Williams, Red Bull with their second stop, 0.3 slower for Charles Leclerc. And then Alfa Romeo get the last point. So in the championship standings, that puts Red Bull 20 points clear of us. We are 6 points ahead of Ferrari, who have closed the gap on us a little bit. And so have Aston Martin. They move up a place as well. They're up to 4th now. Mercedes dropping down 2 places. No points for them in the competition this weekend. AlphaTauri jump up to 6th place with their first points. And Alpine get themselves on the board as well, as do Williams. And it was a clean stop. It just wasn't quick. 2.45 seconds for Norris. Pit crew management is probably not a strong point for Javier. We'll have to check that when we get back to HQ. So busy afternoon for our drivers. 8 successful overtakes, 15 failed, 10 successful defences and 6 failed for Esteban. Let's see what Norris did. 8 overtakes, 10 failed, 3 successful defences and 4 failed. A little bit quieter in defence, not having to do as much, but still pretty busy in attack. It's good to see. And what did we fail? Oh, fastest lap. We missed out on the fastest lap on the final lap thanks to Max. But we pay out the weird wonky bonus to Esteban again, and a nice clean 175k for Lando. And we pass all of our other sponsor goals, which is nice. So we come out with another 4.3 million, which is much needed. Alright, let's take a look at our inbox. The front wing failed, so that is a bit disappointing to see that fails so quickly. Kush Maini won the F2 race ahead of Clement Novalak and Dino Beganovic. Chassis extended deadline. So that's going to be an extra... an extra 2 weeks. Yeah, we're going to pay the overtime on that. Right. Let's swap out that front wing. And let's see, we've got 4.3 million. It's still not enough to do a front wing project. We could hire on some more engineers and have a crack at another project here. Let's see, we've got side pods, rear wing, underfloor and chassis underway. Could get a suspension project started. We'll wait on the front wing until we get the next ATR period, I think. Unless we can get one done before then. But yeah, let's have a look. I want to start thinking about upgrading or refurbing these facilities as well. That's going to cost 2.25. Ooh, nearly 4 mil. 3 mil. 4 mil. I also want to... that's locked down at the moment, so I can't even refurb that. Let's upgrade our team hub. Let's get that underway. There we go. That'll boost the development of our staff, so that'll have a better long-term effect. Did we end up scouting Josh in the end? Let's have a look. We did, and it's going to cost us 1.2 mil to buy him out, which would put us in debt, plus breaking the contract of our other engineer. So let's see. Well, there is no pit crew management stat anymore. Yeah, there is no pit crew stat anymore, so that was just a bad stop. I mean, it was clean, it just wasn't quick. Right, let's compare our engineers. So, which one of these do we want to get rid of? The communication is a nice stat to have. The feedback is very strong. I think, looking at that, it's a tough call. It's a very tough call. Communication is less of an issue. Communication is going to be how well our driver, bonds with his engineer. Given that these two are already bonded, that's not really an issue. Josh has got much better composure rating and has got better feedback. Just. Yeah, I think we keep William Joseph, and I think we replace Josh. Well, we hire Josh to replace Javier. So how much is it going to cost me to buy out Javier? 750 plus. It's going to cost me about 2 mil in terms of breaking the contract of Javier and buying out the remainder of Josh's contract with Alpine. And then there's a signing fee of another probably 150 grand on top of that. So yeah, that will put us about 1.5 million in debt. So we'll have to hold off on that. Got a good affinity there. We can easily swap William Joseph back over to Lando. As you can see, he has a great affinity with Lando from previous partnership. So there's no issue swapping those over, and bringing Josh in would be a better engineer, I think, than Javier, and would also have an immediately great affinity with Esteban as well. So it's just finding the right time to do that, I think. Still don't know what I'm going to do with Dirk de Beer. We are scouting Mr. Ellison at the moment, I believe. Oh no, Mr. Murphy. We're scouting Jared. We've got 10 days left on that. I don't want to scout. I don't want to poach Enrico again. Plus, he's not interested anyway. He's probably got a negative attitude. Yep. So we wouldn't get him anyway, even if we wanted to. I would like to poach Tondi, but he's just way too expensive. Look at that buyout fee. He's in the first year of a 5-year deal. He's on 4 mil a year. It's going to cost us 9.5 million to buy him out. That's too much. It'll be less than that at the end of the season, but even so. So we'll wait and see what Jared's contract details are like. Beyond that, I don't know who is worth hiring. Let's take a look at Ian Gregg at Aston. We just got rid of Peter to replace him with Dirk, so I don't really want to go back to Peter. Plus, Peter's probably going to be at the start of another long contract, so again, would be horrendously expensive to buy out. So that is that all of our scouts? Do we only have the 2? Oh, we have 3 scouts. So we've got 1 more scout that we can deploy. I'm gonna scout Laurent Mekis, I think. Why have I got no scouts available? Okay. Yeah, let's change the team size. Bring on an extra scout. So let's scout Laurent Mekis at Ferrari. I know roughly what his stats are going to be like. They're pretty good. I just want to see what his wage and contract situation is. And we can look at maybe bringing him on in place of Alan Permain, who is strong, but not as strong, and also a bit older as well. So looking to improve the team throughout. Right, so anything else we can upgrade? Oh, hang on a minute. Why? No, I'm okay. I thought I'd burnt all my money just as parts were about to drop, but we won't get any more parts until the next Grand Prix. So We're not going to spend any more money. We're going to bank what we've got left and then keep adding to it with money coming in from our tour centre, and then the sponsorship money from Australia, so that we've got money available to build those parts that are currently in production. We've got 4 parts in production, all coming through at various different days. So we need to be able to jump on those as quick as we can. Let's advance time. Get ourselves prepped for Australia tomorrow. Once again, these Ferrari staff always seem to have low morale. It's always these two. No matter how well the team is doing, they always have low morale. It's really frustrating. It's got to be a bug. Do still have a spare suspension, so I'm not too worried about that. I got scouting on Jared Murphy. Let's have a quick look. Okay, so he's on quite a high salary as well. 3.8 mil, nearly 3.9. He's going to be a bit more expensive to buy out from Ferrari, but he is in the. He's got a year and just under 2 years to go on his contract. Let's take a look at his stats. Oh, and yeah, he is better. He's a couple of points down on cooling, but he's 6 up on DRS. He's up a point on high and medium downforce. He's way up, 5 points on low speed downforce, and then just down a point on sensitivity. He would definitely be a good get if we can, get him, but we'll hold off for now on making a decision. We'll probably offer him a contract to start at the end of the season, beginning of next season. So we've got one more scout available now. Let's scout out Max. Let's take a look at his stats, contract details, etc. See what he's up to, and then we'll scout Charles Leclerc afterwards. We've got the 4th highest rated driver on the grid at the moment in Lando, and he's still young. His development rate is average, but it's still going to be better than all the drivers in front of him because he's younger. So yeah, there's every chance that Lando has the potential to become the best driver on the grid. And there we go. We have reached Australia, and we've reached the end of tonight's stream. So, another great result for us. Not quite as good as Bahrain, but I didn't think it would be. We could be struggling a little bit here as well. We might drop a little bit further down, but we've got plenty of big upgrades in the works, with a view to try and get them all on the car if possible for Bahrain, for Baku. We could be mighty quick if we can get all of them there. As you can see, plenty of upgrades coming just on the side there. I'm really hopeful. The side pods, we might have to wait till a later race. We might have to wait till maybe Miami or Imola, but we'll see. The underfloor and the chassis we can almost certainly get in time, and we've got a rear wing that's coming as well, and we will hopefully have time to get that in for Baku, because those don't take very long to make at all. So yeah, could be a tough race tomorrow. Let's take a sneak peek at the weather. Looks like it's going to be a dry race, dry weekend. Got a little bit of cloud on the Friday and the Saturday. Temperatures go up and it's sunny on the Sunday. So no wet weather to worry about. A nice straightforward dry race. We'll get a good indication of our car's pace once we hit qualifying tomorrow. Like I said, I'm expecting some teams to bring some upgrades for this race. We'll check that at the start of the stream tomorrow night. So until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more F1 Manager at our new regular start time at 8 PM UK time tomorrow.